So we'll just get started because it's 8. And I'm going to start with us laying on our backs in Savasana. So if you just want to lay on your back, and I'll meet you there and walk you through the meditation, but you can just hit play on your music right now as you go and get in your Savasana position. Okay? So start laying in Savasana and take your hands and place them over your eyelids. So whichever is most comfortable, whether you want to rest them over your eyes like this or elbows out to the side, whichever makes you feel most rested. And just take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. So we're going to be using our Ujjayi breath during this practice. In through your nostrils and out through your nostrils. And Barrett, if you wouldn't mind muting your computer, that would be great as well. So inhaling and exhaling. And start to just release all of the thoughts from your day and all of the clutter that might be in your head about the week to come. As tomorrow is going to be a new moon, so it's a chance for us to hit the refresh button and reclaim some of the things that we've been meaning to reclaim. And so in today's practice, we're really going to work on cleansing our body so we can prepare it for the new moon cycle. So really feeling your head heavy into the mat, your neck relaxed, releasing any tension you might have in the neck. Feeling your back flat against the mat. And you should be really paying attention to your breath as your breath rises. Your belly and your chest rise up. And then as you exhale, your belly sinks in and you feel your back melting into the mat. You just want to release any tension from our face. So just slowly uncover your eyes and take your index fingers and start to massage your temples. And continue feeling your breath. Stay connected to your breath the whole time. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Feel your jaw relax. And maybe take your thumbs and massage the sides of your jaw. And then slowly take your arms down by your side, palms lifted up to the sky in a receiving position. So you want to receive this new energy that we're going to get from tomorrow's new moon. And receive all the love that surrounds you. And then when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and bring attention into your physical body. And start to wiggle your toes and your fingers and feel the circulation flowing. And maybe rock your heels back and forth, digging them into the mat. And now take your right knee to your right chest. So grabbing onto your knee and pulling it close to your chest. Circling out the ankle to the right. A few times on your own time. and then reverse. And bringing your leg back down. Taking a nice deep breath. Exhale, bringing your left leg up. Squeezing it into your chest. Circling your foot to the left. And reversing it when you're ready at your own pace. And bringing your legs down. And now bringing both knees up to the chest, giving yourself a nice big hug. Thanking yourself for showing up today and for coming to my class with me tonight, and feeling a lot of gratitude. And then release everything into the ground. Inhale and exhale. Now bring your knees up to the sky, feet planted into the earth. You really want to feel your sacrum planted into the earth here, so your lower back. We're just going to start with a few pelvic tilts. So just a gentle tilt of your pelvis up to the sky, and then releasing your pelvis to a neutral position with a very slight arch of the lower back. Tilting up and release. Tilting up. Inhale as you tilt up. Exhale as you release. And tilting up and release. And now we can cactus the arms behind us and just kind of windshield wiper your knees from left to right. These cactus arms should be a nice heart opener. So really feel your upper back into the mat and your chest lifting towards the sky as you just get your knees in motion. And then bring your knees back to a quiet position, center. Slowly move your neck to the right. And then to the left. And to the right. And to the left. And now bringing your knees into your chest, crossing your ankles at the bottom of your seat. Again, feeling your sacrum into the earth. Grabbing your ankles at the bottom. We're just going to do a few rocks back and forth. So rocking up and back and up and back and up and back. And on this last one, meeting me up at the top, seated in easy pose. And for those of you that just joined, you can hit record or hit play on your music. So you can go along with the flow. It doesn't matter about the timing or the pacing. Music is in the email. Bringing your arms up above your head, and we're just going to shake your arms and your palms. Just get some blood flowing through our system. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, through the nostrils, practicing your Ujjayi breath. And then slowly bringing your arms up and meeting at your heart center. Palms to the knees. We're going to activate the lower back and our upper body by doing some circles to the right and getting your whole upper body into this motion. Again, taking this at your own time. You can close your eyes. Really feeling all of this upper body moving. Getting your shoulders into it and really warming up the core. And then when you're ready, if you want to switch directions, go for it. And then meet me in the center. And we're just going to open our chest. So pushing your chest forward and then pushing it back. So pushing forward and then contracting back. Again, forward, really pushing that chest forward and back and forward and back. And now getting our shoulders and our neck warmed up, rising your shoulders to your ears and lowering them down. Rising your shoulders to your ears and lowering them down. Shoulders up and back and back in front. Taking your right palm to the earth, sweeping your left hand up and over to get a nice arch on the left side of your body, making sure your left hip is planted into the earth. If you'd like to push your gaze up a little bit, you can look up to your hand, or if your neck is sensitive, just keep your gaze forward. And then when you're ready, release up, taking your hands and palms together in heart center, and then releasing and twisting your body to your right side. And then back to the center. Up and over to the left side. Remembering to stay in your breath. Right hip planted into the earth. You can pull your gaze up to your right hand if you wish. Or keep your head centered. Pushing up. Hands meeting in heart center. Deep breath in and out. And then twisting to your left side. Opening up the left side of your body. And then meeting me back in a prayer. Coming onto your all fours, hands and knees. We're just going to work through some cat-cow. So tabletop position, nice and flat. You want to keep your neck neutral. We're going to start with a cow, pushing our belly down to the earth, arching our back, and getting our neck nice and stretched out, open the throat chakra. And then arching up for cat, bringing your chin to your chest, stretching the eyes of your elbows forward, getting a nice stretch in your upper shoulders and your lower back. And then just do a few on your own time. Cow and cat. Closing your eyes if that feels most comfortable. And then when you do one more round, and then meet me in tabletop. And we're just going to take our whole body in now. Rotating our hips. So we want to open up our hips here and our lower back, but also work the upper body, making some nice gooey circles in this position. There's no right or wrong here, whatever feels good. And then reverse it. Taking the right foot back, getting a nice stretch on the full back side of your leg. You're going to feel this in your calf. You're going to feel it in your hamstring. And just rock back and forth. Again, we're going to be doing a lot of twisting and opening tonight as we're detoxing the body and sort of wringing out the body. So we're going to now take our right side of our body and open it up. And then meet back. center. And then our left side of our body, and meet back in center. Same thing on the left side, taking your left foot, rocking it back and forth, getting a nice stretch in the calf. And opening up our left side of our body, keeping your hips square and down to the earth. And then your right side of your body. And then meet me in child's pose. And with child's pose, you can either take the distance of the mat, the width of the mat, or you can take your knees together, whichever is most comfortable. Walking your hands forward, pressing your forehead into the earth, shoulders relaxed, palms stretching and reaching forward, so you're getting a nice stretch in the upper back. And just stay here for a few rounds of breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, you're going to meet me in your first downward facing dog. So taking downward dog, hips up to the sky, planting your heels into the earth if you can, and just start paddling your feet back and forth. And when you're ready, you're going to walk your feet up to meet your hands. So feet in between your hands and hang forward. This is a nice forward fold position. You can grab opposite elbows and just feel the head very heavy, everything hanging very heavy. And when you're ready, you're going to meet me root to rise up. Palms to your heart center. Arms up. And we're going to lean to the right side. So doing a side bend over the left side of your body is going to get the stretch, but you're headed to the right direction. Continuing to stay in your breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils. Coming up to center and swinging your arms open. Meeting me in a chair pose. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Folding your body down, forward fold, root to rise. Same thing on the other side. Bending your body, your right side of your body over to the left, getting a nice stretch, shoulders down. Taking a few deep breaths here. And coming up. And then sweeping your arms down and out to the side, keeping your hips squared, opening your chest to the side. And then when you're ready, meeting me in a chair pose. Putting the weight of your full body into your heels in this position. And the way to kind of check that is by lifting up your toes. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Folding your body down vertebrae by vertebrae. Halfway lift to a nice flat back. Crown of the head shooting out in front of you. Forward fold back down. Stepping back into plank for your first chaturanga. Coming into upward facing dog or cobra, whichever you prefer. Toes pointed behind you. And meet me in downward dog. First three-legged dog, lifting your right leg up to the sky, turned in parallel position, toes facing down. We're going to step our right foot through. We're going to meet in a runner's lunge. So just take a moment here. And again, I have blocks with me. So if you need to use blocks, have them handy. And now we're going to come down into a low lunge, bringing our left knee down to the earth. And from this low lunge, we're going to come up into a crescent. Pushing your hips forward, keeping the hips square. Diving forward and back. Diving forward and back. Forward and back. One more time. Forward and back. Planting your palms to the earth. Scooping your left leg underneath your right to a cross position. So your right leg is over your left. Reaching your right arm up and twisting over to the left, opening up your chest. Staying here for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, twist to the other side, bringing your elbow to your knee, your palm facing back. And if you want to deepen your stretch, you can push your gaze over your right shoulder. Arms coming up to the sky, bending over, meeting the back in a high plank position. Feeling grounded in our plank. We're going to do another chaturanga. Using your knees if you need to. Upward facing dog or cobra, whichever you prefer. And meet me in down dog. Coming into the next side, lifting your leg up. Flexed foot, toes down to the earth. Knee to your nose, stepping through into a runner's lunge. Feeling grounded in this lunge, you're going to put your right knee down to the earth, toe pointed behind you, and sweeping your arms up into a low crescent lunge. And then we're going to rock back and forth at your own pace. Forward and back. Arms are very relaxed for this one. One more time. Forward and back. And then leaning forward, palms to the earth. Scooping your right leg in to meet your left. Left crosses over right. Right arm up to the sky. Twisting over your left leg. A nice deep twist. You can also take your left arm and wrap it around your back side of your body and shift your gaze behind your left shoulder. And then when you're ready, change the twist to the opposite side. Palms back to the earth, pushing yourself up into high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and meet in downward dog. And we're going to do this one more time, but we're just going to pick up the pace a little bit. Bringing your leg up to the sky, knee to nose, left knee down, coming up into a high runner's lunge, sweeping forward and back, and forward and back, and forward and back, palms to the earth, scooting in to your twist, arm up to the sky, twisting over your right leg. Reversing the twist, left arm up, gaze over your shoulder. palms back to the earth, pushing yourself up into a high plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing dog into down dog. Left side. Left leg up to the sky, keeping your hips parallel, knee to nose. Runner's lunge. Low lunge, putting the knee down, flattening, pointing the toe behind you, lifting up into a crescent, and forward, and up, dive forward, and up, planting your palms into the earth, coming into your seated twist position. Right arm up, twisting over your left leg. Gaze going behind the shoulder. Reversing the twist. Palms up to the sky, arms in a V position. Coming into high plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Meeting in child's pose. In child's pose, we're just going to take a few deep breaths through our nose, keeping that ujjayi breath going. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Walking your palms to the right side of your body. So keeping your forehead planted down, but just again getting a nice deep stretch on the left side of our body. And then slowly walking your palms back to the center. And then walking your palms to the left side of your body. And then back to center. And when you're ready, meet me in downward dog. Right arm, right leg lifts to the sky. And we're going to open up our hip. So you want to keep your left foot planted into the earth, opening up that right hip, and keeping your hips squared as you're opening up the hip. Coming back to center, knee to nose, coming up to a high lunge. High lunge, you can have your hands on your hips. And then when you're ready, bring your arms up behind you. Your left foot is going to be up on the ball of your foot. We're going to sweep forward and back, sweeping forward and up, windmilling the arms, meeting me in a warrior two position. Staying in warrior two for a couple of breaths. Energy extending out through the tips of your fingers, shoulders planted down. And then meet me in a star pose. Star pose, legs wide, arms in an X. And then we're going to take a nice goddess pose. We're bending the knees, arms in cactus, and we're going to breathe out breath of fire with our tongue. And then coming back up to star position. Meet me back in warrior two. Pushing your arm forward to go back into a reverse warrior. Gaze can be up here, or if your neck is feeling sensitive, keeping your gaze forward. Slowly straightening both legs as we come into Trikonasana triangle pose. Left arm coming up to the sky, right hand is on the inside of the right ankle. Gaze can go up if your neck is not sensitive. You really want to work on opening your chest and your shoulders here. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to turn your feet, your left foot towards your right to meet your right foot in the same direction. And we're going to be in pyramid pose. Now, if you need blocks here, you can use them for support. The goal is to get your knee to your nose in this position, but only go as far as you're comfortable. So if you need your blocks, you're going to have your belly pressing into your thigh, chin to chest. Again, trying to get your knee to your nose, using blocks if necessary. And we're going to come into our first balance. So start to lift the back of your left leg and foot off the floor. And you're going to come meet me in a one-legged Tadasana. So just work on your balance here, and no worries if you can only get your foot to your ankle or even rest your toe on the floor. Meet me in this position, wherever you're most comfortable. Focus on your breath, which will help you focus on your balance. Now taking your left leg in to meet your right, planting your foot and your toes just above your knee in tree pose. Hands coming to your heart center. And if you're here and this is working for you, great. If you'd like to take the pose to the next level, you can put your arms up like tree branches in a V position, looking up to the sky, and maybe swaying your tree branches from side to side, which will definitely test your balance. And then when you're ready, plant the left foot down into the earth. Hands come together in a prayer position above your head, rolling your body down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Halfway lift and down, stepping back into plank, chaturanga, to upward facing dog, and meet me in down dog. We're going to do the other side. Lifting your leg to the sky, foot flexed, hip opens up to the wall in front of you. You may even want to circle your ankle here. Squaring your hips back to the earth, knee to the nose, stepping your foot through. We're going to put our hands on our hips for balance and support and come into high lunge. Arms up to the sky. Diving forward and coming up. Diving forward and coming up into windmilling our arms to warrior two position. Staying here for a couple of rounds of breath. This is a powerful pose. Feel your energy extending through your fingertips. So when you're ready, meet me in a nice star position. Spreading the energy through your fingertips, fingers nice and wide apart. Bending your knees, cactusing your arms into goddess pose with a breath of fire, tongue out. Back up to star pose. Meet me back in warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to reach our left arm up and over and reverse the warrior. And then when we're ready, straighten both legs. Push the right hip out as you come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Left arm in front of your left leg. Gaze can look up at the right arm or straight forward, whichever's most comfortable. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your right foot to meet the left foot in the same direction. Palms helping you plant into the earth for a pyramid pose. Again, grabbing your blocks if you need them here. You want your belly to your thigh, your chest to your knee, chin to chest, and if you can, press your nose into your knee. And this is closing off your throat chakra, which is really good for your adrenal system. And then when you're ready, you can remove your blocks. And we're going to get into our balance, really lifting the right leg as you plant all of the weight of your body into the left. Coming up into one-legged Tadasana. Again, however high you can get your leg. If you need to just rest your toe on the ground, that's fine. Palms facing forward. A few rounds of breath here to really focus on your balance. And then grabbing your right ankle with your right hand, placing your foot on the inside of your left thigh, coming into tree pose. Hands to heart center. And if this feels good, you can just stay here, or bringing your palms up to the sky and maybe swaying your tree branches from side to side. And then when you're ready, planting your foot back down into the earth, arms and hands meet up at the top, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Halfway lift, palms down to the floor, stepping back into high plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, meeting in down dog. One more time each side. Foot up to the sky, knee to nose, planting the foot into the earth. Hands to hips, coming up into high lunge. Arms extend above. Diving forward and up. Diving forward, windmill to warrior two. Reaching the fingertips forward, reversing your warrior. Coming up into your star pose. Taking a goddess pose. Big breath out, tongue out, eyes closed. Back up to star position, and meeting me back in warrior two. Reverse your warrior again. Straighten both legs. Left hip shifts to the side. Right arm and hand come down to meet the right calf and ankle. Opening up your chest. Left arm up to the sky. You can reach your gaze up to your hand or keep it forward, whichever is most comfortable. Palms meet on the earth. Left foot comes to meet the right in the same direction. And you're going to spend some time in your pyramid pose. And when you're ready, coming up to balance, one-legged Tadasana, into your tree pose. Palms to the sky, swaying your tree branches from side to side. Palms meet at the top, rolling your body down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Halfway lift, down, stepping back, chaturanga to upward facing dog. Back and down dog. Opposite leg to the sky, opening up your hip and planting it back. Getting your hips nice and square. Knee to nose, stepping your foot through. Coming up to high lunge. Diving forward and back into a crescent. Diving forward and back into a crescent. And meeting me in warrior two. From warrior two, pushing up into a star pose. Bending to goddess, taking that breath back up to star position, back in warrior two. Reversing the warrior. Again, whatever is most comfortable for your gaze. Stretching both legs, pushing that hip out to the side, and opening up in Trikonasana. Forward folding, feet parallel, meeting in your pyramid pose. Knee to nose. And then pushing yourself up into your last balance. One-legged Tadasana, grabbing your ankle to plant your foot on your thigh and meeting me in heart center. Palms to the sky if you can, if you're comfortable, and letting your tree branches sway side to side. Planting the foot back down, palms meet above the head, rolling down, halfway lift, planting your palms down, meeting in a plank, chaturanga to upward dog, and then meeting me back in downward in the Balasana, in the child's pose. And really just enjoying this pose. Forehead to the earth. You can rock your head from side to side. And feel this nice stretch in your hips. And if you want to do a chest opener, you can take your arms behind you and clasp your hands behind your lower back. And just open up your chest as you're down here. It feels amazing. And then coming back. And then one more arm opener if you want to take your palms to meet in a prayer position. And then place your thumb behind your neck. And this will just really feel good on your forearms. Great. And then planting your forearms back down to the earth. We're going to come back up into a plank, downward dog, walking to the top of our mat, and meeting in a forward fold, just like we started our vinyasa. Being really heavy again in this forward fold. Head hangs heavy, arms hang heavy. Grabbing your elbows and just swing from side to side. And then plant your palms down or fingertips onto your mat and just shimmy your feet out to a wider position, about the width of your mat, maybe a little bit further. Toes are in a 45-degree angle. We're gonna come down and meet in garland pose. So this is bringing your elbows inside your thighs or your knees, bringing your palms to meet in heart center. And this is a great hip opener. So just spend a little time here, close your eyes. You should feel this in your hips, but you should also feel this in your chest and your upper back as you push your elbows on your knees to open everything up. And then you're going to plant your palms back down into the earth, coming up, forward fold, shimmying your feet back together, parallel position, toes over shoulders, halfway lift, down, stepping back into plank, coming onto your knees and onto your belly. You're just going to kind of give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. And just relax here. Put one cheek, your right cheek to the earth. And just take a few deep breaths. And we're going to clasp our arms behind us, our hands meeting, and we're going to come up into a cobra position. So lifting your chest and your heart, keeping your head neutral, opening up your chest into cobra, and slowly coming back down, putting your left cheek to your mat, and shaking your hips from side to side. And when you're ready, we're going to do that one more time. So just taking your right hand to meet your left, pushing your upper body off the earth, belly on the floor, really sinking your hips and your belly into the earth. This is just bringing your upper back, engaging your core and your lower back, opening up your shoulders, and then coming back down, right cheek. And then when you're ready, we're going to push ourselves up into a push-up to meeting in plank. And we're going to go into our pigeon. So the way to get into pigeon is to take your right knee to meet the chest and just come into basically like a half pigeon, like a half split. We're going to start here and just pushing our chest up to really feel like we're in an uprighted position. As you'll notice, my left knee is down on the earth, keeping my leg parallel. You're going to take the top of your right leg and your right foot and sort of wiggle it out into this pigeon position. And if you know how to get into pigeon already, go for it, get there. Just wanted to walk through that. First, we're going to stay with our body upright. Just stay here for a few rounds of breath. Fingertips for support. Shoulders down, neck nice and long. And then when you're ready to come into a deeper stretch, you're going to take your belly and your chest and your forearms and get into your pigeon position. Really focusing on that left hip staying square and your right hip being planted into the earth. And we're going to stay here for a little while. Walking your hands up, slowly bringing your chest up, coming back to that upright position. Taking the right foot back to meet the left, back in plank. Now you're going to bring your left leg up, plant it down into the earth, putting your right leg straight back behind you, knee parallel, so you don't want to turn your hip out in any way. Foot pointed downwards. Shimmy that left foot up to pigeon position. Trying to keep your left hip planted and your right hip planted equally. Just balance on your fingertips here. Chest up, shoulders down, neck in a neutral position. And then when you're ready, walk your fingertips out to your forearms, putting your head down or using a block if you need to really fully enter into this stretch. And we're going to stay here for a while. when you're ready, you can remove your block if you were using it. Slowly walk yourself back up onto your fingertips, palms into the earth, coming into plank, slowly lowering down, and rocking your hips out from side to side. Coming through a child's pose. We're just going to be here for a quick second as we take our fingertips and walk them back up to meet our knees, and come and meet me in a seated position. So here we're gonna get seated and we're gonna do a forward fold so you can remove your skin from your seat if you need to. Get nice and comfortable. Sitting upright, arms above the head. You can roll your wrists out. We're gonna meet in a forward fold, taking your index fingers. And here we're gonna focus on keeping a flat back. So you don't wanna be rounded here quite yet. We're gonna round over. But let's start with a nice flat back. Shoulders down. And taking a few deep breaths in and out. Then when you're ready to deepen, again, you're gonna bring your belly to your thighs, grabbing the arches of your feet with your palms, trying to get knee to nose. Chin to chest. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Now we're going to take our left foot, just like we did in tree pose, bringing it in to meet our right thigh. Foot is as close to your body as you possibly can. Arms up overhead. Again, circling out the wrists, flat back, reaching forward, grabbing the arch of your foot. Keeping this nice flat back position and staying here for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, folding your body over into a nice deep forward fold, trying to get your nose to your knee. If you can place your forearms on either side of your right leg. You should really feel this in your lower back. And then slowly walk yourself up with your fingertips. Planting your left palm into the earth beside you. We're going to just do a nice side extension, mini rock star pose. So stretching your right arm over to the left side of your body, getting a nice stretch, and then coming back down, and then switching, bringing your right foot in, extending your left, arms up to the sky, circling out your wrists, reaching over your left leg, keeping this flat back first, and then coming right in to your deep forward fold, knee to chest, or knee to nose, chest to the thigh. And then slowly taking your fingertips and walking yourself back up. Planting your right palm into the earth. Opening your body into a mini rock star on the left side. Stretching over your left side of your body. And back down. Great. Now we're going to come onto our backs. And here, just want to windshield wiper your legs from side to side, your knees. And then we're slowly going to bring our legs up to waterfall position. Now, if waterfall isn't comfortable for you, you can always use a wall for support. The legs don't have to be perfectly straight. The knees can have a slight bend. Your feet should be relaxed. You don't need to point them. Just let all of the energy flow down like a waterfall, flowing down the backs of your legs. And taking your palms up to the sky for this one. And your eyes closed. Keeping in your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. We're going to take our legs and bring them over to the right side of your body and just collapse them. Put your arms out to the side, so in a nice T position here. And then to get a nice stretch, take your head and look over your left shoulder. So a full side body stretch. And then bringing your legs back up through waterfall. Slowly make the waterfall fall down to the left. Getting a nice stretch in the right side of your body as you take your head and look over your right shoulder. And then bringing your legs back up into the waterfall, and knees come to your chest, and give yourself one last big final squeeze of the night. Inhaling and exhaling, and then just collapse your body, get it nice and heavy, and get ready for your final Savasana. And if you need a blanket or anything for extra comfort, we're gonna lay here for a while. And palms up in the receiving position, or if you'd like, you can put one hand on your belly and one hand over your heart. Thanking your body, honoring it, and loving it. Say to yourself, I love you, body. Thank you for all the gifts that you provide me. slowly start to open up your eyes and bring attention back into your body. Wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Feel your circulation. Remove your blanket if you used a blanket, or you can keep it on you and wrap it around you as we roll to our side, meet in a sweet fetal position, and spend a few moments here. And then slowly push your body up to meet me in a nice, easy pose, hands rested on your knees. Bringing your palms together in a prayer position at the third eye. Bowing, thanking yourself for showing up to practice this evening. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you, guys.